Hey guys, welcome to free response question 1 on chapter 10 study guide. Okay, so researchers found whether maintaining a patient's body temp to normal by heating the patient during surgery would affect the wound infection rate. Patients were assigned randomly to 2 groups. So these are 2 separate groups. One person, there's no matched pair, there's no twin in the group. You are absolutely in group 1. So this is N1, N2. This is X bar 1, X bar 2, S sub X1, S sub X2. So if you already watched our video for free response question 2, this is the same type of question. So you might be thinking, well, what do I mean? I mean, I'm not asking a yes or no question, and I'm not pairing people up and finding the difference in the groups. I'm getting specifically an X bar 1, an X bar 2, an S sub X1, an S sub X2, an N1, and an N2. I have this information. So I can do a confidence interval or a stat test, but this is the type of test I'm going to do. Okay, so it looks here like I'm going to do a confidence interval. So that's what I'm going to do. So notice, if you're doing a confidence interval back in chapter 8, you don't have to do the H sub O, H sub A, but you do have to define what this is. So you can do it separately. So mu1 would be mu1 is equal to the true mean hospital stay for a patient like these in the study who get heating blankets during surgery. Okay, so what does group 2? Patients were assigned 2 groups. Normothermic would be they were maintained with the heating blankets. So what's the other one? Hypothermic means the patient's core temp were allowed to decrease. So that must mean the true mean hospital stay, right? Hospital stay for patients like these in the studies who get, whose temps are allowed to decrease. Okay, so because there were 2 very different things done in the experiment, it's actually easier to define each of these than actually to define the difference between these 2 treatments, because the 2 treatments are different. There's a lot of words. So we practiced on the last one. Most of the time we do this, the true mean difference in cost between the 1 bedroom and the 2 bedroom. This is easier to say. You could separate it though if you wanted to. Now, here, it's easier to say it this way. So this would probably be the way you'd want to say it. Okay, but still, this is what we're calculating. So what are we going to perform? Back to our notes. What is the name of the test? We're going to perform a 2-sample T, but now we're going to do an interval. Cool, right? I just realized I did something wrong. A 2-sample T test. Ooh, I wonder if somebody caught that on the last video. This is not an interval, right? This is a test. We did a t-test and we generated a p-value. Okay, but again, that's what's interesting about this. We can do a t-interval with this information or a t-test. They've asked us to do an interval on this one, and that one was a t-test. All right. Okay, so let's think about this for a minute. I will perform a 2-sample t-interval, right, for mu1 minus mu2. So I want to know if there is a difference in the population. So let's keep going. Sounds like we're off to a good start here. Random, well, this is an experiment. So conclusion was met because the 2 groups We're in a randomized experiment. Okay, so that's good. Was normal large sample met? Well, let's take a look. We need at least 30 in each group, and we got it. Yay! So much easier than this last one, wasn't it? So much easier. I just put, yes, it was met because N1, which is 104, is greater than or equal to 30, and N2, which is 96, is greater than or equal to 30. Voila. 10%. The population of group 1 is greater than 1040, and the population of group 2 has to be greater than 960. Okay, now let's get to the do. Let's get the calculator. So unlike the last time, I have very little to type in. So if I go to menu, stat, but I'm not doing a stat test anymore, I'm doing a confidence interval. I have a 2-sample t interval because I don't have, once again, sigma. I don't have the population standard deviation. So I go to 2-sample. I don't have the data. I have my statistics. And here we go. I've got x bar 1, s sub x, n1, x. I got all that stuff. Okay, so here it is. x1, 12.1, s sub x, 4.4, n1, 104. x2 is 14.7, s sub x 2, 6.5, and the number of people in the second group, 96. So let's just be sure, what level am I doing? I'm doing a 95% level, and we're gonna hit OK. Beautiful, there's my information. So construct and interpret a confidence interval for the difference in true mean length for the hospital stay for northothermic versus hypothermic patients. So could you have written this there? You totally could have. You absolutely could have. The true, and then skipped this. The true mean length of, that would have totally been acceptable, hospital stay for normo and hypo patients. Okay. Now, what's our do? X difference is negative 2.6, so there must be a difference. What's our margin of error? 1.5625. 1.5625. So what was the interval created? C lower, negative 4.16, C upper, negative 1.03. Or I guess I round that to 4. What is my degree of freedom? So 165.116. 165.116. Okay. So I state, I planned, I did. Now let's conclude. We are 95% confident. Captures the true mean difference in the length of hospital stay. For normo and hypo patients. Okay, so again, I'm copying there. Now what? They asked a follow-up question, so we got to get to that. It says, does your interval suggest that keeping the patient warm affects the average length of the hospital stay? So first we look to see if 0 is in the interval, and it is not. So we say, yes, because 0 is not in the interval, And again, we have to make sure we understand which one ended up more. So what was I subtracting? Actually, it looks like on average, the hypo people stayed 2 days longer. So not putting on the blankets could have resulted in 2 more longer days stay. In fact, it's actually more than 2. So, and maybe it's all the way up to 4 more days stay or only 1 more day stay, but it's not no more days stay. So nowhere in the interval did you have the blanket people staying longer. You had the non-blanket people staying longer throughout your entire interval. Okay, so let's practice writing this out. Because 0 is not in the interval, we do have convincing evidence, sufficient evidence to support that the true mean hospital stay for patients like these who get heating blankets is different than the true mean hospital stay time when allowed temps to decrease. Okay, now where did this come from? That's the stuff I'm writing right here. The true mean hospital stay for patients, the treatment 1 and the treatment 2. So how do you avoid a lot of this stuff? Off to the side, you could list the treatment and then just say, we do have sufficient evidence to support there is a difference in the 2 treatments, and then list what the 2 treatments are, okay? Now, what is a confidence interval? And add in the context. Well, this context is a mouthful, but we should know, based on a lot of the activities we did, what is a confidence interval? So if we were to repeat this experiment many times, about 95% of the time, or excuse me, 95% of the intervals we create, would capture the true difference in mean hospital stay for patients like these who get blankets and mean hospital stay for those who have the core temperatures. So the true difference in mean hospital stays for normo and hypo treatments. Thanks for joining us. Check out the last video to see the rest of the multiple choice.